Malik in Adenta, I see you. Ajiman Joseph, Community 9, I see you. Pascal Gopado in Weja. Nana Kofi, Vandals Shipping, Tema Community 25. Stephen Jampo, I see you. Me Alberto with his cup of sobolo to digest the issues. Tony Awuvi North Kaneshi. Ni Tojo Sama New Town. Lawyer Martin Pebu. Kelvis Dunkling. Awushi. Eugenia Sintimedi. Dr. Cynthia Tego. Ariel Entry. Laurentia in Nungwa. Mami Ajwa from West Hills Mall. It's been a while. You have to give us a sign if you're listening. From the external producer. Joseph Kwashi Westland. To Seku, I see you, Kanda. Lennox Ado in Deu. Frank Nero Jr., CBG. Mr. Franklin Mensah. Vandal Sikatogo from UG. Mahmoud from Dodowa in the province of Okukru, born in the Kosiajima. And you guess what? All the way from USA, Ken Oforiata. Amos The legendary Tyler in Dodowa, AJ Note from Arrivo Technology. Frederick Frimpong Bafio EB Estate. Good evening to you, Cynthia Holland, the legendary Mushia herself. Grace from Impasem, good evening. William Thomason, Patience, all of the Peninsula Resorts. Dr. Edusa Kodia, good evening. Amos from Ayikuma, I see you. Richard from Dodowa, greetings to Kukru born in the Tekos Yajima. Start the way we start. Until the lions have their own historians, the tales of hunting would always glorify the hunter. And you know, I'll say that again. Folks, I said until the lions have their own historians, the tales of hunting would always glorify the hunter. Hello and welcome to the most opinionated hour on radio and the nation's thought-provoking hour. I am Nana Ansah Kwao, the fourth chief of the Little Republic of Akwemu Edumasa, and I say thank God it's Monday. Another fine opportunity for us to meet up as one people to perform radio's finest ritual. A ritual I call That's My Opinion. Only on Joy 99.7 FM. Mondays at this time. So make it a point, make it a date, tune in and join us. And our topic today, folks, freedom indeed. Freedom indeed. Let us all gather and make truth good. Freedom of speech. I have been asked what my opinion is on this ongoing saga on freedom of speech. What are you thinking? I don't know. What are you talking about? This freedom of speech. And folks, usually I pick my fights. Oh yes, I'm very smart like that. I pick my fights. But this is a fight that I think I've left no option. I have to fight some. But let me leave out the personalities, leave out the specifics, and give a holistic opinion on this freedom of speech saga. Folks, I have literally built a career from freedom of speech. I have made a living with this freedom. And any society that stifles this privilege will end up being primitive. If you stifle at being primitive. Indeed, they said those ahead don't know that the path is crooked. It's those behind who will tell you. So freedom of speech is good for leaders to know that, hey, the path is getting crooked and straighten it up. Folks, as sacred as laws are, they were made for humans all over the globe. And so it's very vital that the laws reflect the traditions and cultural norms of the people it's supposed to help. It's very vital that the laws that you bring to guide or help your people reflect your people. Now, before I touch the topic, what at all is freedom? And why is it that we treat it as though freedom is absolute in every sense? Anytime we see, we just assume it is absolute, and indeed treat it as absolute. Because, folks, your freedom to swing your hands ends where my nose begins. I also have a freedom to live. So your freedom to act should not affect my freedom to live. So you're free to, but don't shoot it at me, because for God's sake, I also have the freedom to live. You're free to drive your car, but don't drive into my car, because I also have the freedom to drive. So indeed, what at all is freedom? And why do we think that anytime they say something is free, it do as you please, anytime, anywhere? You have this freedom of speech. You have this freedom to talk. I have the freedom to guard my integrity. And even more so as a black man, I have that freedom. Folks, we are black people. We are Africans. And in particularly Ghanaian. The number one cardinal need of a Ghanaian while on this earth is to leave a name. The cardinal need while on this earth is to leave a name. Folks, the concept of names and naming in Ghana is absolutely paramount. In fact, the legitimacy of a Ghanaian child is determined by the father. Your legitimacy is determined by marriage to your mother. No. Obi tu. Otherwise, you're a bastard. So naming is very important. And they don't just give any name, because if you live well and leave a good name after you, children will be named after you, monuments will be named after you, statues will be erected after you, memorial hospitals will be built after you. So your life you live as a black man, just to guard that name, is crucial to us. Or to be referred to as an ancestor, you must right life and have been extremely beneficial to society. You have touched people. Not that you just build mansions or had thousands of cars and phobia. You could build a whole city and you'll be awesome. But you're beneficial to society. The means with which you acquired all those things were good and right and proper. When they pour libation, they'll remember you. When they are building schools and dormitories and stuff, they'll have your name there so that generations who come, you're never forgotten. And as a black man, that is your number one goal. From day one, you drop How come your father will look amongst the society, family, extended friends, close friends, one who has a name to you, and hope that you will carry on and build more integrity to that name? Folks, we believe and live by the tradition on the elderly. Say that what a 4-foot lady sitting on a stool will see, a 6-foot young man standing on a hill cannot see. We rely on our elders for mediation, for direction, and control. And in our parts of the world, not present in many communities. There are many communities that government is not present there. There are no police stations, there are no electricity, no water, nothing. And you wonder, how is it that they're able to live there peacefully in order? It is the elders and the chiefs and the family heads that keep these communities intact. And so if collectively Ghana becomes one of the most peaceful countries or one of the most secure countries, if you look at the percentage of communities that don't have government present in, then you may say that it is through these chiefs and elders in these communities who have kept all this town or this country intact. So a great percentage or great credit goes to them. That is who we are. That's who. Opinion fear. The adults in your house, they feel sorry for you. They have walked the path, they have lived the life, they have tried, they have failed, and therefore they can tell you, point a finger in the right direction. Folks, in the Western world, you have serial murders in prison, and women will be trooping and offering themselves to these individuals. Some even get married while they're on death row. Quite a number of times. Just say normal. The number of letters from women to men who have killed women, throwing themselves, offering themselves. But it tells you that their value of name is different to ours. Can you imagine that a notorious criminal is put in prison, and then women from Legon and women from the universities and women from everywhere writing to this individual such as, I want to date you, I want to hang out with you. It would be absolutely shocking to us. Why? Because our concept of name. Why would you do that? A convicted killer will come nipa bibroda prison, and you are writing letters offering to marry the person. Every week there's a whole queue of people wanting to go and visit this person, wanting to throw themselves. Their concept of name is different to ours. And so if you confuse our system, if you borrow laws from these cultures, these societies, said, once upon a time some individual insulted the American president or insulted a Western president, and the judge said it was fine because of this, you may confuse our system. And indeed we are getting confused. So folk, fear and panic speech. The argument is that, if you say something and it's, causes fear and panic, then yes, by all means, the police can intervene. However, if you are insulted or maligned or wrongly accused, there hasn't been any fear and panic. So, just grin and bear it, find a lawyer, and go to court. Pardon? Where do you find the resources, time, and money to chase after people who just want to insult and malign you on a monthly basis? And if you study the usually pick someone with a higher standing in society, rain down insults, throw accusations, make strong claims without giving the other party a chance to even explain. Just go on there. Just go on there. Say everything that you want to say. You got the technology, you can reach a few more people. The more sensations you get, more likes you get, the more views you get. You actually even make more money by just insulting, somebody in society. So, folks, it may be right in certain Western countries. It may be okay in certain Western countries, but certainly not here. Folks, certainly not here. By all means, disagree if you have to. Object strongly if you may. But choose your words. Take caution in your tone and still make your point. Folks, disagree if you have to. Object strongly if you may. But for heaven's sake, choose your words and take caution in your tone and make your point. And make your point. Assuming you park your car and your 10-year-old boy accidentally starts it and the car jerks off and hits a pole. You reprimand him. Don't do that again. Key and you ever touch it, I'm going to smack you. Assuming it was your wife who did the same thing. It's the same thing, but the approach is different. You don't go yelling at your wife, I'll smack your bottom if you see my key, walk past it. But, you don't do that. But you have addressed the same situation. It's just that the people who caused it have got an age different, have got a societal different, and therefore you approach it that way. Whether we like it or not, that's how life works. That's how life works. Folks, once upon a time, I disagreed with free education, and it was a big, major policy. Back the scenes, I got a bit of backlash back the scenes, and but I disagreed with how it was implemented. Without insulting anybody, I made myself clear. I was walking on Oxford Street in London, can you believe? All the way in London. Somebody calls me. Nana, are you Nana Ansah Kwao? Yes. He says, I disagree with your free education thing that you said. I said, really? He says, I want to explain to you. I said, I'm on holiday. You look like you're working. He said, I'm on lunch break. He actually took me to a coffee bar, sat down for an hour so that I can explain to him what I said. Eventually, he understood what I was saying. But I'm saying I didn't have to insult anybody. Big push is one of the big policies now. Am I for big push? Yes. But I think that we should have done an audit before big push was rolled into. The cost of roads, I said, was a bit too auditable. I don't need to insult anybody. But I have to make it clear and I have to state my reasons. I have to state my reasons. And I believe each and every one of us would have a policy we object to or a policy we like. And yes, you should have the freedom to air it out. But this damn right, ubia, nyubia, let's insult everybody, let's make accusations left, right, and center, extend it to your parents, extend it to your children and your wife. Jeez. To what end? Folks, to what end? How can we build a society saying that there's freedom of speech. So, what do you just go and say anything you want, and if the person doesn't like it, he has to find time and go and find a lawyer and then take you to court. Have you been to court in Ghana before? 3 months, Ghana case, no, technicalities. There was no full stop. There was no T cross. Meanwhile, your cardinal inner spirit to leave a name before you go, boom, gone, done. Now, done, gone. Just kill your name and go. I met a guy, right? And he has a name of a certain politician. And he's a reverend, right? So he says reverend and he says his first name. So fine. So let's say Reverend Eric. So fine. So I'm like Eric, so candidates also say Eric Sintimisa or Eric Apiaje or, Eric this. And then he was, jumping up and down, and then he eventually mentioned the name. And I felt so sad that because he has a name of this politician who has been so disgraced and maligned, until now, or no din Chenkrano, he's not able to mention his name. Name, folks. Name. We are blacks. We are Africans. Our whole aim is to live a life which is good enough even after death. And it is that single belief, that single culture. That's how come always you hear stories, those days when you chop your banana and leave it on your front step, you come back and meet it. Everybody was guarding their name. You don't go out to change the whole world, though. You just guard yourself. And collectively, you made a good, solid, beautiful society. Because everybody was protecting their name. And because of the fear of shame, name. And that single culture of everybody guarding their name so that it is not tarnished, it is not maligned, it is not disgraced, builds that beautiful society. If we get to a point where names no longer value, if we get to a point where names is no longer a problem, if we get to a point where names are no longer and phobia, or just come outside and do as I please. (0302 216 541). Says, good evening, Joy. Did I just hear Nana Ansah Kwao say that Kuntun Kunun Kun Oforiata Ken is listening to? That's my opinion now. I thought he doesn't care about Ghana. Well, there's a message that always comes on Monday from Ken Oforiata in USA. That's what it says. But look, there are so many Ken Oforiatas, so we don't know which Ken Oforiata is this. And I don't believe that he would text into the show. So it must be another kind of operator. And my brother in Tamale, Assalamu alaikum Moro Al Hassan. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir, my boss.
Yes, boss.
Yes, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Emoro Hassan here.
Yes, let me hear you.
Uh, exactly, I don't know what you are talking about today. But Nana,
Hmm.
this is what some of us have been complaining and nobody's listening.
Hmm.
Majority of our problem will begin solving the day we will get rid of Parliament.
Hmm.
Until we get rid of Parliament, all this foreign nonsense, wrong laws, look, they don't consult anybody. As soon as you elect them, they are the best brains in the world. They go and sit down. They don't come to meet the constituency to take any decision. They don't listen to anybody.
Okay, more. Today, what I was
Yes.
talking about is freedom of speech, and it has become a problem where people make insults and very strong languages against personalities. And there's two school of thought say, well, there's freedom of speech. So if he says it and you don't like it, go to court. And there's one says, no. If you don't like it, get the police in. I am saying that it should not be tolerated that if I disagree with you, Moro, my brother, yes, I would say I disagree with Moro. I really don't think what you did was advisable. I think you could have done it again. I think you should come again. I'll say all these things to say that I don't agree with you. But I don't come right and, damn right insults and
We should be
sometimes
polite in our language.
choose our language.
But Nana,
Yes.
with this one, right, it is from the homes. It's the upbringing.
Mm-hmm.
It's the upbringing that is causing all these issues. People who are brought up well will not go that way. If you grow up in a system where insult is a competition, I don't know whether you have seen it before, because me, I've seen it a couple of times. Children insulting each other in competition. And they say all manner of things. And I listen to them. Look, where did they get these ideas from? Who is checking them? And when they grow up and become leaders, in fact, they are used to it. They'll be using it. So, Nana, it's the society, it's the upbringing, and the way our society is scattered. You may be doing the right thing in your house, then the next 10 people are doing the wrong thing in their house. You can't be everywhere to check them. But, Nana, in our constitution, is there anything about insult?
Well, it just says, freedom of speech, so, and, you shouldn't be censored. So people have taken that, well, if I have a freedom of speech, then let me go all out. But I'm sure the Constitution also gives you your freedom of guarding your integrity. And that's where drawing that line has become a problem.
So is there any law that charges somebody if I insult you?
Well, it says if you insult me, I have to go to court if I'm not happy about it.
And then what are you looking for? I've insulted you.
Well,
Is that a slap? Insult me back and go away. In Accra, it's common. I mean, they are just insulting each other and blocking traffic and creating traffic.
Imoro,
Yes.
assuming somebody insulted a paramount chief, you don't expect the paramount chief to also say, okay, Ziggy, can I get 2 minutes on your radio so that I can also insult this person back? So that's exactly. So
a chief status, I mean, it's higher. It's just like the president. Every dirty baller can be thrown at you. If whatever the person is complaining of, you can explain for the person to understand, fine. If it doesn't need, then let them go. Look, the number of people who insult you that you will never hear in your life are more greater than those you hear.
No, that's fine. I mean that's fine. We are talking of people who come on radio and then pick a personality and malign the personality.
And wash them down.
That's it.
So what is your point? What do you want us to do?
I'm saying
we should
that
stop insulting.
We should stop insulting.
Fine, we hear you, but how many are going to listen to you?
Well, that's why we keep talking, Moro. And you, Moro, like this, are very, very, very strong and opinionated. I mean, you come and disagree with an issue, but you choose your words carefully. I mean, you're very hard at saying no. This is not right. That's not right. But you choose your words very carefully, and I don't see why it cannot be the norm. 0302216541. Nana, respect and name guarding isn't a priority to Ghanaian now. What more democracy and freedom of speech in Ghana means freedom to insult the elderly and political opponents. Nana in Spintex Road. This one says, Nana, this topic is the most relevant topic ever discussed on radio this year. Growing up, even till date, you dare not speak rudely to an elderly person. Which home do you come from would be the first question. We guard our names. Our society is gradually dying. I hope the so-called human rights lawyers are listening to wisdom. Good evening, Nana. And it's Emmanuel from Ardenta. And this is from my own brother, Nana Kwesi. Hello, Nana Kwesi.
Nana, good evening.
Good evening.
How are you?
I'm good.
How are you?
I'm very good, Nana. I'm very good, Nana Kwesi. I'm saying that, just pick an individual. Usually you pick somebody who is, has a higher social standing, has a greater responsibility, and maybe they have done some wrong or walked the wrong path sometime in the past. You pick it out, give it to them, extend it to their mother, their children, their wife, wash them down and hang up the mic and then go home and sleep.
Freedom of speech, Nadia, you are entitled to it. But freedom of speech, that is what is not guaranteed. For example, I think last week, this guy, one of this NPP communicators on the radio was saying that Ibrahim Muhammad is doing philanthropic works right now, especially he used the dialysis issue as yardstick, saying he's doing all that so that his brother will award him with all the contract. Yes, you are entitled to your speech, but why are you lying? Okay, because even when, if we take this in context, even when his party was in power, Ibrahim Muhammad was doing all of these things. So what changed? Because power have changed and he's still doing all of these things. Now suddenly, because it's his brother is in power, so he's doing it just because of what? So someone like this, you are entitled to your speech, but in communicating, you are lying to the public and you say that you are entitled to that. No, if they pick you up, they should pick you up to come and prove what you are saying. People do not know when to say, I'm disagreeing, I'm stating why I disagree with you without insulting or telling what is not true. People are not able to differentiate between that. So when they pick them up, they say, hey, you don't want me to speak. This show has been going on for how long? And sometimes some of us, we disagree with you, but we state what we do. We don't go gambling saying what is not true or insulting. That is how it's supposed. It's just like freedom of movement. You say freedom of movement, so you just barge into my house and you say I should sit down. It's the same thing, you realize. It's like freedom of movement. In my house, you jump my wall, you step into my house, and you say freedom of movement. I'll shoot you. You're a thief. And you understand. Mm-hmm. So the Ghanaian people listening, you need to understand. While you can say whatever it is that you want to say. Just make sure that you are speaking the truth and you are not lying. Because if you are lying, then that freedom of speech, you are guaranteed. But if you are picked up to prove what you are saying, don't say that somebody is rechanting you or do not want you to speak. Because you could have made your case without saying the lie. So we should understand some of these things. And now you see the politicians are not helping us either. Mm. The politicians are not, they are the ones who make the law. And the third part is, most of these people who will sit on radio, who know this, will come and defend this because the person is affiliated to them or They want to score points. So they know that, no, the person is not doing the right thing. But yet still, you get them on radio, defending it, saying that you don't want people to speak. And these are lawmakers. These are lawmakers. Lawmakers. So the issue that the conversation you are having this evening, it looks simple, but it's very, very, very serious. So if they are doing this, you can imagine the ordinary person who is just in his house with a small data will come online and do. Because at the end of the day, the one who is in power is doing the same thing. Okay, the people in the corridors of power are doing the same thing, and they are justifying it, and it's being broadcasted everywhere. So Onukoyebia, then what becomes the difference? And these institutions, you see, especially the police, if you are going to go after ordinary Ghanaians for doing some of these things, then go after the politicians too. Because we will not sit in this country for you to be doing selective justice. Go after the members of parliament, the chairman of the political, but then go after everybody because they are the biggest culprits of the conversation we are having in this evening, Nana. So it cannot happen that those people will say it, and in most cases they are working free. But the ordinary Ghanaian will do it and then they pick the person up. No, it can't happen. It can't happen like that. Let's make it according to if it's no good, it's not good for everybody. It doesn't matter whether you're a parliamentarian or whoever.
Nana Kwesi, good evening, and thank you very much. This one says, I think the issue on discussion for Ghana Connect, it's not Ghana Connect. That's my opinion. Yeah, in Adenta, that's my opinion. So let me edit. So I think the issue on discussion for that's my opinion is very important. I just want us to be apolitical or without being sentimental. Many a times, these comments are made with the intent of gaining fame or being known to be fearless. Let's not be fooled that those who made the comments did not know what was coming their way. Are we immune to the facts or truth? Why all these baseless accusations in the name of freedom of speech? You set up your tripod, ensure optimum lighting and even a backdrop, production, and spit out falsehood and expect to walk free. I beg to differ. Emmanuel from Adenta. Nana, even in the West, which we consider guarantees freedom of speech, expression, and association, there are repercussions to what you say. A comment considered asymmetric will be dealt with. A group called Palestine Action was barred from holding protests in the UK and in Germany. Some are undergoing prosecution. Jesse in Sakumono. Hello, Kwame is on the line. Hello, Kwame.
Yes, Nana. Good evening to you and good evening to your listeners.
Good evening. Let me hear your point on this issue.
Yes. You know, we live in a society that there are elders, there are elders, and aside these two categories of people, we have pastors, we have some senior members of society that are supposed to be raising and bringing people up. But we left this upbringing to political colors. Now, somebody can wear the political color of NDC, NPP, go on any radio station, pick anything called any device called mobile phone, just throw insult at someone who is old enough to be the grandfather or the father or the mother. And trust me, from where I sit as a chief, I know that these are curses we are heaping upon ourselves and our generations. Trust me, under no circumstance should an elderly person go wrong, and in a society of Ghana, you just go in the name of political party and insult the person and go free. There are spiritual repercussions. The young ones of today, some are dying on timely death, you don't have names. But we have not come to realization to know that these things are generational curses. We are placing ourselves. Someone will just pick a phone, call, let's say, excuse my language, Akufo-Addo, insult Akufo-Addo. Call Mahama, insult President Mahama. Call this person and insult. And you think that God of our land will not come after you. It's a joke. The gods of the land you are living on, even God himself, the Holy Scriptures, the Holy Spirit will come after you in many ways. So I would please beg our lawyers, this human right, human front, human back, human head, enough. Let's train and raise a very disciplined and a noble society. The Ghana we all want to see tomorrow is not the Ghana that anybody at all can just go to radio station or anything and be insulting. Let's look for ideas that will build the foundations of this country. Hence, the future is not looking good for us. Good evening, Nana.
Good evening, Kwame. Good evening. Good evening. Well said. 0302216541. So I may sound like cake, when I'm coming like that, Sakwekra or Yekolu. But you see, energy, people live differently. I always say that, I read somewhere in this book that, doesn't know whether God created the goat first or the sheep first. But they all look alike, they all graze. But my God, they're not supposed to act as each other. The goat should not act like a sheep, nor the sheep act like a goat. We are a cultural, rich, and harmonious people, and we should abide by that. Road is on the line. Hello, Road.
Yeah, this is Roy, actually. Roy from Tema.
Roy, let me hear you. I beg your pardon.
Okay, so I've been listening, and I think the question is it a crime to insult a person in public or using any social media platform? I think it's a crime. It might constitute misdemeanor, which does not actually carry a heavy sentence or anything like that. Nevertheless, it is a crime. But because of what society has more or less crafted as criminal insults or just normal insults, is what allows people to come on social media or come on radio stations and just make these sort of false accusations, defamatory comments and all things like that. Recently, I kind of advocate for a charity organization called Castodiva Foundation and Dragon First Movement in the northern region, concentrating on the Bone Kingdom, where most of these insults to chiefs and things like that happen. If you can correctly recollect when there were more or less kind of tensions between the two gates, which is Amdani and Dabudu. Those are the sort of things that instigate these things. So yes, there are laws in Ghana that takes care of these sort of activities. But then for some reason, it is not criminalized, and people feel they have the right to jump on social media platforms and make their voices heard by making false accusations. One key example is Kevin Taylor. He can say anything he wants and he still gets away with it. We are a society governed by rules and regulations, but then we also have traditions that more or less direct what we do. So, in a nutshell, I feel it's a crime. The security agencies need to take it seriously. And then cybersecurity laws that take care of these kind of things. But in the end, if they're not implemented properly, it's just going to get out of hand. Anybody can just come out and say whatever. Gone are the days where you couldn't even come out and say something bad about Rollins because it was more or less like signing your own death warrant, if you like. But this time around, anybody can just mention Mohammed's name and say whatever they want. Akufo-Addo, anybody, So I think we need to, there's a very good program addressing such issues, so we need to take it serious as well. Thank you.
Roy, thank you very much. Marisa, Big Mos Wallace, Maud Lillian, Anna Sapo, Nana Sapong from Hafukenya, Wolos from Lashibi, as a traditionalist, I am a firm believer that in our society, names matter and the elderly matter. Mustafa is on the line. Hello, Mustafa.
Yes, sir. Nana.
Yes, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening.
As for this, your topic there, it's really touching. You know, as my brother said, it's all about the upbringing of many of us from our home. And the people spoiling the issue are even our politicians. You will find out people misbehaving, and the most elite person in the society will come out defending such people. Especially some of the so-called lawyers coming out to defend people misbehaving on the media. And they are the same people being our leaders in the society. You see an astute law.
Oops. Mustafa, the line dropped. Honestly, some of the utterances are strong. Some of the utterances are below the belt. I mean, they go down and dirty. And I'm saying, as Ghanaians, as black people, this is never part of our DNA. This should never be part of our DNA. And at all costs, we must disagree, we must object, choose your language, take caution in the tone. Nana Kweku Emisa, Oliver, the legendary Ziggy International Producers. Lois is poised for the news bulletin. Well, that was a good rhyme. Kofi Hayford is right after. There's some soul-searching songs to repent from our sins of insulting elders. As always, the Little Republic of Akwamu Edumasa on all the social media platforms. Look at it, like it. I am Nana Ansah Kwao. Next Monday, God willing, we'll be back to do this all over again.